What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Accelerate Your Life podcast. And I hope you're ready because today I am here to lay down the law. All right, we've got some laws. Laws going into honestly just the holiday season as a whole. These were the four rules. If you saw my four, one, how many do I have? One, two, three, four, five. Five rules. These were the five rules that I had for November. I made a post on my Instagram, but they really just do apply to the whole holiday season. And I wanted to do a whole episode on these to elaborate on these because this is a tough time of year for people, especially when it comes to their health and fitness goals. I can relate. I was actually just making a post now that was forcing me back in the mindset of where I was like in 2018 when like I did not enjoy this time of year at all because I was just constantly anxious and stressed about what I was eating, body checking every mirror that I walked by, like, trying to restrict in the mornings of holidays or the days or weeks leading up to the holidays, only to then just like overdo it and feel so crappy about myself after. And it was miserable. All right. And fast forward now, like it's been, I would say like 6 years since I've really changed my entire relationship with food, fitness, my body, health. And obviously that's why I do what I do today, trying to help other women change theirs too. But now the holidays are, I mean, they're my favorite time of the year, but like I don't think twice about them in regards to any of this. Like I have no stress around them when it comes to, oh my gosh, all the holiday parties, all the opportunities for food, am I going to lose progress during this? And nothing, like literally zero stress. And I credit that to really following these five rules every single year. And I want you to follow them too and just watch how they change your life. So we're just going to get into them and walk through what those five rules look like and why they're going to make such a difference. So my five rules for, I'd say, November and December. And yeah, okay, let's get into it. Rule number one, to be honest, this is like just full on the most important one. All right. So if you're going to burn one into your brain, please burn this one. Number one, don't effing, I'm gonna use my PG thing there, but I have to just at least say that because I'm so passionate about this. Don't effing diet. All right. Now I'm going to put a little asterisk at the end here because we may have some EA clients here who are listening to this and they're like, but I'm in a cut with my coach right now. If you are in a cut right now with your coach through the holiday season, that is because you have done the work to put your relationship with food in a great spot and also put your metabolism in a great spot to where you are seeing great progress without having to cut your calories super low. And now that I'm saying this, you're probably nodding like, yeah, you're right. Because like my calories aren't super low. Yeah, because you did the work. All right. You're a different person. Like you have already, maybe went through a reverse diet, really put on some lean muscle, put your metabolism back into a healthy spot where you are able to cut from higher calories and cut at higher calories and still then therefore get to enjoy the holidays. So you like that's where for somebody who the person who I'm really talking to, you haven't done that yet, and that's what we need to do during this holiday season, and that has been what has been missing for you with getting to your fitness goals is the fact that you have been trying to lose weight, change your body composition while just eating low calories for so long. And it's really gotten you nowhere. And that could be for a couple of reasons. But a big reason, especially around this time of year, being that when you are at super low calories, it makes you feel so restricted. And then eventually you hit this point where you're like, this sucks. I'm gonna just go enjoy the cookie, the whatever, and then we end up way overdoing it. Okay, and so we need to work on like changing that relationship with food, but also too, the a big reason like the chronic calorie deficit has not built the body that you want is because you've never actually spent time building, and the body that you want requires building lean muscle is what gives us tone and definition. And if you've never given your body the tools to do that, you can stay in a calorie deficit all you want and you're never going to see the results you want because a calorie deficit doesn't build your physique, it just reveals it. And so you're continuing to try to reveal something that was never built. Okay. And that's why I emphasize like, for most people, don't freaking diet during this time of year. It's already gotten you nowhere, and your dream physique requires having something built to then reveal later. And there is no better time of year to focus on that build phase than this year. Why? Because you need to do it regardless. It's been the missing piece holding you back. Once you realize that, like now you can do it, but you probably would rather do it now than in the summer when you're actually trying to reveal what you've built, right? And so that's like one time, like one reason is this time of year is just it lends itself more like we're in sweaters, and not that you're going to gain weight. I think that's also a common misconception is that like during a reverse or during a build phase, like, and I'm going to use the term build phase because I think women are really adverse to the term like bulk, but that's really essentially what it is. But in a like bulk build whatever, you shouldn't be gaining body fat. We might gain a little bit of weight because you are trying to gain muscle and muscle has weight, but we shouldn't really be gaining body fat. So even me saying like we're in sweaters, it's a better time of year, you don't have to be in a bikini, like I'm always saying that to kind of calm your mind down, but ultimately like I don't want you to think, oh well, she's saying that because I need to be covered up since I'm going to gain body fat weight. It's no, you shouldn't be when we're doing it correctly, but you still need to go through this phase to build the muscle that you want. And again, so just lean into it now when we're not trying to like be in the shredded revealed stage, right? And then also there's just more food available and you want to be able to go enjoy these holiday parties and not stress about overeating on Thanksgiving. And if you have the mindset more from like, okay, my goal is to build muscle during this phase, I'm not trying to diet, like it'll allow you to go enjoy those things and have more of the mindset of like, this food is fuel. Like, yay, I get to enjoy it. And I also guarantee you won't overdo it because now that you don't have that restricted mindset and it doesn't feel like you're messing up when you go enjoy a cookie or like seconds at Thanksgiving, you're also not gonna like be as likely to go into this all or nothing mentality, which it's the all or nothing mentality that actually is why people like struggle and gain weight during the holidays, is because it's not because of the piece of pie that they had. It's because they had the piece of pie, they let their mindset tell them that, oh, they already screwed up, might as well just freaking keep going, and it's the 5 pieces of pie that are the problem. So I have found for myself, for so many clients, when we go into this season of like the holidays with while also simultaneously being in the season of your fitness journey where your goal is to build and fuel, you tend to have more of the mindset of like, it is correct for me to enjoy this piece of pie, I can use this piece of pie as fuel, and then you end up actually just staying at one piece of pie or insert whatever because it doesn't feel like you messed up. So I just cannot recommend it enough. If you are somebody who has not fixed your relationship with food, if you are somebody who has never intentionally spent time out of a deficit and trying to actually build muscle and build your physique, use this time of year to do that and do not diet. So that is rule number one. Okay. Rule number two is, this is like a very kind of specific one, but is strength train. I mean, that should just be a rule all the time, but strength train before your holiday meal and like the next day after your holiday meal. And I want to emphasize this is not a rule from the perspective of burn it off or like I guess beforehand, make room for it or earn it and then afterwards like burn it off. Quite the opposite. It is from the perspective of if you train like in the morning before your Thanksgiving meal or Christmas meal, now the goal is I need to refuel. Because when you are lifting weights and when your intention is to build muscle, which as we just discussed in rule number one, it should be in this season, the weightlifting is the part that tells your body to build muscle, but it actually has to have the tools now to do it. And the tools are enough calories, extra calories, honestly, above your maintenance, because your body's going to always prioritize taking care of all the other like things it needs to do first, like keeping you alive, running your hormones, exercising, like all that expenditure before it says, oh, cool, we have extra to go towards like building muscle. So we need honestly extra calories. So you have to give it that. You've got to give it enough protein. So if you strength train in the morning or before that like bigger holiday meal, we now can then go take that fuel from it and use it to replenish from the workout we did to build muscle. So it's not an I have to earn my food. It's that I worked hard and now my food has to like refuel me from it. So it is like literally the opposite mindset. And I think that that just again creates such a healthy relationship with food and allows that little extra that we might enjoy to go towards actual health and building a optimal physique. And then afterwards, like the day after, it being kind of from the perspective of the same thing, like now I have the nutrients already inside me to kind of use as fuel for this workout, because workout, strength, explosive movements, like your body wants to utilize carbs for that. It's carbs are the body's primary source of energy. And so all these carbs you ate, you can now kind of go in and have the mentality of like, cool, I'm going to put these to work. I'm going to, have a strong session here. I've hit some of my best PRs the day after holidays. I mean, literally, yes, I think that the carbs are fuel, but honestly, I think there's such a mental component of you're just like, hell yeah, I have all this fuel inside me. Like, I'm gonna go be a badass. And it kind of has this like placebo effect that isn't really placebo because like it is really happening of you just, yeah, being stronger. And some of my best favorite workouts where I'm like, I'm a badass are coming after I eat like all that food. And it just completely 180, 360, whatever you want the correct one is there, my relationship with food. So rule number two is strength train. And yeah, I'm not saying exercise, I'm not saying workout. I'm specifically strength train, not cardio, not anything that's like, I gotta burn it off. I mean, you can go do some cardio, like if you love it, but it's not the most, like, I think that this fuel can be put much more to use and the physique we're trying to build with strength training. And I want this to very much be from the perspective of food is fuel. I have to refuel, and then I can use this fuel the next day for my strength training sessions. That's rule number two. Okay. Rule number three. What is my rule number three? Hold on. Let me make sure I'm going in order here. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is kind of like this is just a good all the time rule, but there's some more alcohol around the holidays. You know me, okay? I love a good drink now and then. Usually I'm a spicy margarita gal, but around the holidays, I do love and I make such a great like apple cider mimosa vibe. You get some apple cider, you get some champagne, you can even put a little diet ginger on there. If you want to be crazy, okay, you can make a little cocktail that's like those things plus fireball. All right, anyway, my point being, I enjoy some good drinks now and then. Go for it, okay? But here's the rule: have a glass of water in between every single drink. Okay. I think that when we're around family too a lot, it's easier to have multiple days of drinking. Like, I hear ya. But just hydrate. Keep yourself from overdoing it by, I think, having that glass of water. You'll probably be a lot less likely to overdo the alcohol. So it's very simple. Just a glass of water. Like, this is literally a very, like, direct rule and it's simple. Just hold yourself to a standard of between every alcoholic drink, I'm going to have a glass of water. Simple. Okay. Rule number four is I want you to eat the leftovers. Literally, that's my rule. Because I always get asked, like, what do I do about leftovers? Like, I think people are okay with having their one untracked day with Thanksgiving or Christmas, but then they're like, I have all these leftovers and I don't want to keep going. How do I track them? Yada yada yada. Yo, just have the leftovers. Okay, this is your only time of year to have sweet potato casserole, to have whatever your favorite dish is. You best bet I am eating the leftovers. Just do it, because I think what ends up happening if you set this rule of I can't have them is there's like resentment, or also usually you end up kind of giving in and overdoing it. Just like let yourself have a little bit of it and try to build a balanced meal with them. Usually a lot of these dishes and leftover dishes, we've got a protein, we've got a carb, we've got a veggie. Okay, so make yourself a plate with like the sweet potato casserole as your carb, load up on some turkey or ham as the protein, and then add a little bit. And I get it. Like, I know the green bean casserole has all these other things that maybe aren't super healthy, but it's fine. Like, just have a moderate portion, and there's your veggie, and now you've built a balanced meal. And also going back to kind of rule number two around the strength training, like just continue to maybe optimally put where you have this meal. So if you're gonna go to the gym, like have your leftover meal maybe before or after, so that more carb heavy meal is around your workout. So we're either fueling it or we're kind of replenishing from it. And again, both literally helps from a physique standpoint, and then also I think helps mindset wise. So that's rule number four. Just enjoy the leftovers. You could maybe just be a little bit strategic where you place them. And then my fifth and final rule, and this is more of a mental one, and you kind of just gotta like commit to it and hold yourself to it, but it is tune out the haters. And by haters, I know we love them, but I mean your grandma, your aunt, whoever is making comments around what you're putting on your plate or how you're eating, because I know so many people struggle with that when they get to these family gatherings. Just tune them out. And it could be either end of the spectrum. Some people I know have family members who are commenting like, you're going to eat all of that, all the way to the other end where it's like that's all you're going to eat, and it feels like you can never win. And some people struggle more with being judged on eating a lot, some people struggle more with being judged on like not eating enough. Just tune them out and stay in your lane, and remember that somebody commenting on your body, on the food you're eating, is typically one of two things. I'm hoping most of the time it's just a lack of knowledge, and I think that is often the case. Is like kind of our, a lot of us grew up with the almond moms, or just the grandmas who were in a generation that were very like fat is bad, carbs are bad, like everything is bad, and so it's just a lack of knowledge and them not really knowing. But sometimes it's also a major projection. People who are struggling with their weight, struggling with their own relationship with food, they either want to see other people eat more than them and it makes them feel better, or they don't like to see people eat less than them. And so it's usually a projection. So just remember that, like, they're probably struggling, and just lead with love, respond with love, just say something very neutralizing yeah, like if someone were to say, you're really going to eat all that, you can kind of just simply say, yeah, I am. I am fueling myself for my workouts. Or, yeah, I am. I am a big girl and I need to, fuel myself. Or just something very neutralizing and simple, and leave it at that. I know it is easier said than done. So this is a rule where you're just going to have to kind of hold yourself accountable here and let it roll off your back, but let it roll off your back. Ignore the haters. Okay. Those are my 5 rules that have allowed me to really enjoy the holidays completely guilt free and also build my dream body and get ahead. Especially rules number 1 and 2. You do those things and you can already be in such a great place come January 1st. Now is the time to build and work on the phase of your body composition that you have been afraid to, that you have not done yet. Do it now. So, hope you guys enjoyed these rules. I hope that this will make your holiday season this year a little bit easier and be the first one that you get to fully enjoy guilt free, and the first of many, because it will be like that forever now once you follow these rules once. So, I love you guys. Happy early Thanksgiving. Come back to this one as you go into Thanksgiving week, as you go into the holiday week. And also, if you are a current client listening to this, we have a really, really special Black Friday special coming. When does this come out? It will be coming next Monday. So stay tuned in your group chats for that. If you are not a current EA client, we also have a very, very special Black Friday deal coming for you guys. And it does launch next week, but there are some specials as well for the first very handful of people who sign up. So you are going to want to be one of those first few if you are interested in one-to-one coaching. So there's a link below in the bio that will allow you to get on the early access VIP list to be the first to know when Black Friday is live. So if you are interested, if you've ever been interested in one-to-one coaching, now would be the time. It is the best deal and best pricing we have ever. And even if you feel like you don't want to start until January, you can still lock in the deal now. So make sure you are on the early access list in the link in the show notes if that is something you are interested in. But otherwise, that is all I have for you guys. As always, I will see you next week. Bye.